so it's Monday morning. We're ready to start our week. We got our new commercial property from 2 lawn vlogs ago. Pretty excited to get started. We're gonna go there, clean it up, get our first service in, get all of the sticks, leaves, everything off the property, give it a just kind of a, not scalp because it's still too early in the season, but just a general mow to make it look nicer. We're gonna spray any weeds that are near rocks that we can't weed eat because of the windows, and then we're gonna weed eat or pull any weeds that are in the gardens that we can get to, that the windows can't break because of the weed eater, or that we'll have to just get down and pull if they're big enough, or the right type of weed where it's not annoying. I've got here my iPad. Usually when I have all my commercial clients, I do like service intervals. So whenever I show up on the property, we do our work, I'll have a list of all the work we planned on doing, and then I'll get a signature of the general manager or one of the employees before I leave, just to make sure that they've seen everything we've done, they don't want us to do anything else, and that they're happy with our service that day. That way, if anyone, ever changes management or anything ever happens, we can look back through our service record and clearly see all the stuff we've done, and then every week they sign off saying that they're happy with our service up until that point, so we don't get any backlogs where they're like, hey, you owe us stuff or anything, because we've got all of our signatures here. And it's just a way to keep communication open and make sure that everybody's always happy. So I've got my contract right here. I originally emailed it to him in the form of a PDF with the actual contract, and all the prices that were in there were preliminary quotes. The customer was happy with the quote, so they printed out copies of the contract, they signed them and mailed me a copy, and then mailed them a copy for me to sign and return. So I've signed it, and now I'm gonna return it today after we service for the first time. I'm gonna introduce myself to the general manager, and we're gonna get our working business relationship going. So come with us. Hopefully we can get like 10 or 15 more of these type of clients this season, and really get a good base of pivot for our business, and have a nice cash flow so we can do stuff that's a little more lucrative and a lot more fun. I really want to get a Z spray, so yeah, let's get after it. Let's see if we can make it. So we're pulling quite a bit of roots out of the ground. This tree was obviously dead because they're coming out from the very, very tip all the way from the thickest part, like 3-4 feet, like a tunnel. It just leaves in the ground. Kind of interesting. But we're just midway through taking out this tree stump here. Ashton is cleaning up the rest of the property. Then we're gonna weed eat, edge, blow, mow, clean for the weeds, and haul away all this wood. All right, so we've got our stump out. We've got a whole hay stack, a medieval style hay stack of pine needles. Ashton is spraying the property for weeds, and I'm about to weed eat an edge. We're gonna do another blow. We've blown this thing 3 times, but we just really wanna make it clear, and there's a lot of debris and stuff like back behind these bushes that it just makes a mess and comes out, and you just gotta blow it again. So we actually had a catastrophic problem happen on this property. So this is the hole left over from that stump, and you can see now it's full of water, unfortunately. When it was flowing before, it was actually going out, but I've shut the valve off. That pipe was broken, so there was a couple roots that had grown into it, fractured it, and when we pulled it out, it just pulled the top of that off with it. So we identified the crack. We called the customer, and in situations like this, it's important not to panic as long as you're doing the job right and going slow and being careful. When breaks like this happen, it's just something that was already there, and most of the time you're finding it for them. As long as you're not being reckless, you have a contingency plan in place. When stuff like this pops up, you just got to run over here, find your shut-off valve, and then you can begin to see if it's the city's water or is it the customer's water. So I just reached right in here, reached my arm all the way down there. It's completely up to my shoulder. I was on my belly, but turned it off. The water stopped running. So then I told our customer that it is indeed the sprinkler system, and then he'll have a plumber fix it. And he said, thanks for identifying the break where the tree was, and have a good day. So we identified our problem. We got in contact with the homeowner. We didn't panic. We stayed on top of things, and we got the situation cleared up. And 2 weeks from now, this will be a piece of grass. There won't be a hole here. We'll fill it back up, and we'll lay 2 strips of sod, and it'll be like it never happened. So that's what you got to do. You got to stay prepared for stuff like this, and not let it catch you off guard. because this could really be a big problem if you're not being cautious. All right, Ashton pulled up. It's a windy Tuesday morning. We're gonna hit our commercial hotel today. We're gonna be doing another blow service where we clean off the property of all leaves and stuff that just pile up. We got our stuff here for the compost we're gonna go dump, and then we got our weed eater. We're gonna clean up some weeds, trim up all the edges and make sure everything looks clean. And then finally we've got a little bit of spray here for the gardens. We're gonna kill all the weeds in the gardens, just give them a good application there and just continue to beat it back and keep the hotel looking nice. Just part of the wintertime service, and we're excited for the grass to start growing and we can start going there once a week in April and start mowing all the time. I'm gonna show you guys what that looks like. Come with us. So we're here at our commercial property, our hotel. Ashton is gonna spray all the gardens for weeds, and I'm gonna get to weeding. All right, so we're finished up here at our commercial property. I spoke with some of spoke with the GM inside, and unfortunately COVID is kind of impacting some of these hotels and some of the more retail-oriented, travel-oriented stuff. So we're actually gonna pause service for a period of time, but I want to keep this client on board. I want to maintain our relationship and work with them best I can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a new contract and just edit the duration period, and we're just going to basically, whenever we enter into this new agreement, we're going to start for the first 3 months we're going to be on pause, and then after the first 3 months we're going to readdress the budget, see where we're at, and then if we decide to start service, it'll be the start of a new 12-month term. So in a way we're kind of extending our relationship with them. It works out. Yeah, we have to pause, it's bad for the next 3 months, but it's kind of going to work out for both parties in the long run. And then if they 3 months goes by and we're still in an area where we need to go, we can wait another month or another 6 weeks. That's their written into the terms of it. But they're going to work with us, so I'm excited. At least we're going to keep them on board and maintain them. It's not a total loss, but for now we're going to be pausing service on this commercial property. So hopefully with the season growing and everything heating up, we're not really going to notice the loss of work. We're not scheduled to be back here for 2 weeks anyways, so I have 14 days essentially the way I see it to fill the spot that this would have taken. So let's get after it. Alright, so we're here at the Norman Compost, unloading all of our stuff, clearing off the trailer to prep for tomorrow. We're going to load up a bunch of mulch, finish spraying the yard, and get after it. Alright, it's Wednesday morning. I've had to move some stuff around due to some high wind speeds. The wind's blowing about 20 miles an hour, but we have some gusts up to 40, so it's unfortunately illegal for us to spray today. It's too high, the legal limit being 15. So instead, we're going to be laying 1 ton of dirt around the prep our property, laying our dirt. Kind of finagled in weird just to be as close as possible, but still not in the way in the street to our area here where we're applying our dirt. So we just started off with 2 wheelbarrow loads. We've got a couple more to go. We'll keep laying it out here and then lay some grass seed and see if we get some grass to start growing in the next couple weeks.